Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 29th October 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. First, I'm going to generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. During this process, I will also identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. Okay, let me start with half yearly time frame. Let's find the stocks near half yearly demand zone. Only one stock is filtered near to the half yearly demand zone. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report, so I request you pause the video, and once you study the report, you can further proceed with the remaining reports. In case if you does not know how to study the report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. In that video, I explained each and every column in detail, their values, abbreviations, even how to draw the zone in trading view by taking this leg in and leg out timestamps and base candle count. So please go through that video. Okay, next report, half yearly time frame. Let us find the stocks near half yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame is quarterly. Let us find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. One stock is near to the quarterly demand zone. Next report, for quarterly time frame, let's find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. 4 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is monthly. Let us find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Next for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks near monthly supply zone. 4 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is weekly. Let's find the stocks near weekly demand zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next weekly time frame, let's find the stocks near weekly supply zone. 12 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is a daily. Let's find the stocks near daily demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity zones from this list. And LTIM, L&T Infotech Mindtree, we have one high liquidity demand zone. That's it. This is the only one high liquidity daily demand zone from this list. Nestle is there, but it is a low priority high liquidity demand zone. But currently Nestle is supporting bullish trade setup. I think bullish trade setup for daily income trade, monthly income trade or weekly income trade. Please verify. Okay, next for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near daily supply zone. 18 stocks are filtered. Let's identify any high liquidity supply zones from this list. NIFTY IT, but it is not an indices, not listed in F&O. HR Motor is having a high liquidity daily supply zone. Next, Lupin is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Next, Muthoot Finance is having a high liquidity daily supply zone. So total we identified 3 high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. HR Motor, Lupin and Muthoot Finance. Okay, next time frame is 125 minutes. So let's find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Next 125 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 14 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 8 stocks are filtered. Let's identify any high liquidity zones from this list. Asian Paints is there, but it is already pierced, so it is not a valid zone. Okay, Syngene is having a high liquidity 75 minutes supply zone. If you can find a fresh fine-tuned 5-minute zone or any high liquidity zone, you can plan the trade or even any aggressive trade setups available, because it is already tested 3 times and 6 rejections are there from the zone. Okay, we identified only one high liquidity 75-minute supply zone from this, demand zone, not supply zone, 75 minutes demand zone from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 75 minute supply zone. So total 16 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity supply zones from this list. NIFTY is having a high liquidity 75 minute supply zone. JK Cement is having a high liquidity 75 minute supply zone. Sriram Cements is already pierced, so you can't use this. That's it. We have identified 2 high liquidity 75 minute supply zones. So one is Infosys and another one is JK Cement. So these are the 2 valid high liquidity supply zones from 75 minutes time frame. Okay, the next time frame is 25 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. 4 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 15 minutes, so let's find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these 3 stocks are having a ITF demand zone confluence, that is 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. Let's verify. So one stock is having ITF confluence. Okay, next for 15 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. So let's verify any of the supply zones are having a ITF confluence. That is a 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. Let's verify. So these 5 stocks are having ITF supply zone confluence. That means 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Let us find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 10 stocks are filtered. So let's verify any of these demand zones are having a ITF confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. We got 5 stocks are filtered. In all these 5 stocks, 5 minutes demand zone is part of the 15 minutes demand zone. That is what zone confluence. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. 10 stocks are filtered. So let's verify any of these stocks are having a ITF confluence. That is a 5 minute supply zone with a 15 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. Let's verify. We got 6 stocks are filtered. In all these 6 stocks, 5 minute supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zone. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next, let us identify NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Starting with monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is Nifty monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and look into the pierced column to check any of these zones are pierced. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already know one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame is HTF. This is the way you should understand the remaining reports, and also don't forget to pause the video between one report to another report because I am giving you only few seconds time. Okay, next I am changing the time frame to weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is a daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So this is Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, Bank Nifty. So I'm changing the name, Nifty Bank, that is nothing but Bank Nifty. And let me start with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is daily, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. And the next time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So with this we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next let us generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. First let's start with bullish trade setup monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame, I am selecting bullish. The daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at a daily time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. That means zone is not pierced. And zone achievement should always be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhanced score should always be 12 for bullish or bearish trade setup. All the three filters are applied to daily demand zone. Now let's verify. We got 12 stocks. Currently these 12 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, that is entry time frame daily. All these are all daily demand and supply zones. Out of these 12, there could be some high probability supported stocks might be available. So how to find them? So one is ITF Confluence and another one is LTF, ITF, HTF Confluence. First let us look into LTF, ITF Confluence. So that means the daily demand zone should be having confluence with weekly demand zone. So in the demand zone confluence, I'm enabling the filter, daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With this filter, let's verify. Now we got 7 stocks. In these 7 stocks are the daily demand zones are part of the weekly demand zone. So it's a high probability setup. But in these 7 stocks, again there could be even more high probability setup stocks might be available. Because the weekly, daily zone is part of the weekly. Weekly means ITF. ITF trend is also uptrend, weekly trend. And if these weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup because the daily zone is part of the weekly zone, and weekly zone with weekly EMA confluence. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame with the weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. Let's verify. We got 5 stocks. So these 5 stocks are even more high probability setup supported stocks. Even some of these zones are having a high liquidity. Okay, now let's verify how many of these stocks are having, not these stocks. In the earlier filtered list, that is the LTF and ITF combination, that is without EMA filter. Earlier we got 7, right? Let us check. I'm removing this EMA filter. Earlier we got 7. Out of these 7, how many are having even HTF zone confluence? LTF, ITF, HTF. So in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. Already 1 filter is enabled, that is daily with weekly demand zone confluence. Next, daily with monthly demand zone confluence, and also weekly with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 3 stocks. In this, Nestle is also there. This is what we identified, stocks near the high liquidity demand zone, but this is a low priority high liquidity demand zone, but at the same time it is having a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And also LTF, that is a daily zone, is a part of the weekly zone, both together again part of the monthly zone. And monthly trend is up for all these 3 stocks. If any of these stocks are having monthly EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at monthly time frame, because all zones, daily and weekly zones, are part of monthly. And monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence, all the 3 stocks are filtered. All the 3 stocks are even more high probability. And more our stock is near, price is near to this demand zone. If you can find a fine-tuned 5 minutes, fresh fine-tuned 5 minute zone, you can confirm there is a strong order flow in this zone. Okay, this is about a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at daily I am selecting bearish. The daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. And zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to daily supply zone. Let's verify. We got 3 stocks. Currently these 3 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. The entry zone is a daily supply zone. All these are all daily supply zones, all the 3 zones. Okay, now let's find any of these zones are having supporting high probability. Let's verify ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I'm enabling the filter daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With this filter, let's verify. We got 2 stocks. So both these stocks are part of the weekly supply zone. And the weekly trend is down, both the stocks. Let's check any of these supply zones are having weekly EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, because the daily entry zone is part of the weekly zone, weekly supply zone. And if this weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA confluence, there could be even more high probability setup. So 1 stock is filtered. So this is even more high probability setup, and moreover it is also high liquidity daily supply zone. Okay, now let's verify if any of these stocks are having, not these stocks, earlier with the ITF confluence we got 2 stocks, right? Without EMA filter, ITF confluence we got 2. Out of these 2, any are having HTF confluence, let's verify. So in the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we should enable. Already one filter is enabled. This is the one. Next filter, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence, and also weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we did not get any stocks. So none of those stocks are having HTF confluence. That means part of the monthly supply zone. Okay, next let us look for bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes. I am selecting bullish, and this 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Let's verify. We got 4 stocks. Currently, all these 4 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes. Now let's verify any of these stocks are having ITF confluence. ITF demand zone confluence, that is a 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. We got only one stock. So this is a high probability supported demand zone. Let's verify if this stock is having a EMA confluence, because 75 minutes zone is part of the daily trend is up. If it is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. In the EMA confluence at daily time frame, because 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily zone, and daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence. No, that is not having EMA confluence. No issues. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Removing the filter, EMA filter. Earlier without EMA, we got 2 stocks, right? Only one. So well, let's check whether it is having even HTF confluence. That is 75 with daily is already enabled. 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence, and also daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. All the 3 filters are enabled. Oh, this is also having even HTF confluence. That means this 75 minutes demand zone is part of the daily demand zone. Both together again part of the weekly demand zone. No need to check weekly EMA confluence because weekly trend is sideways. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, let us look for bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. The 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 75 minute supply zone. And we got 7 stocks. Currently these 7 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, that is entry time frame 75 minutes. All these supply zones are 75 minutes entry zones. Let's verify out of these 7 any high priority supported stocks are available. First, let us look for LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minute supply zone should be part of the daily supply zone. So I am enabling the filter 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, out of the 7 stocks, we got 5 stocks. All these 5 stocks are supporting high probability setup because 75 minutes entry zone is supply zone, entry supply zone is part of the daily supply zone. And the daily is ITF time frame. ITF trend is down. If any of these stocks are having a daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, because 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily zone. So that's why if the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. We got 1 stock. This is even more high probability setup because this is also a high liquidity zone. 75 minutes high liquidity zone, part of the daily supply zone. And the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. Now let's verify LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence related stocks. So I'm removing EMA filter. Without EMA filter, earlier LTF, ITF confluence, we got 5 stocks, right? Yes, 5. In these 5, how many are having HTF confluence? HTF supply zone confluence, we need to set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, 75 with daily supply zone confluence. Next 75 minutes supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence filters also enabled. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 4 stocks. Out of 5, we got 4 stocks. In all these 4 stocks, 75 minute supply zone is part of the daily supply zone. Both together again part of the weekly supply zone. And in weekly, first and third stocks are having downtrend. If any of those stocks are having weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence, because 75 and daily together are part of the weekly zone. That's why we are verifying with weekly zone with weekly supply EMA confluence. 3 stocks filtered. How many downtrend here? Only 1. So only first one is the even more high probability setup, because sideways market EMA confluence does not add any additional advantage. Already all these are all high probability because they are having HTF confluence, but among them again it is having even more high probability. This is the way, and also it is a high liquidity zone also. 75 minutes high liquidity zone, because all these are also entry zones, 75 minute zones. So this is the way you should understand high probability supported stocks. Okay, next let us look for bullish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zones. Demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup at 15, I am selecting bullish. The 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in 15 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value I am setting 0. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score is 12. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. Currently, these 2 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes. All these are all 15 minutes demand zones. Let's verify any high probability setup supported stocks. If these 2 demand zones are part of ITF demand zone, let's verify. That is ITF demand zone confluence, LTF and ITF. So 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence filter is enabled. Let's verify. Both the stocks are having ITF confluence. That means all these 15 minutes demand zones are part of the daily demand zone. These 15 minutes demand zones are part of the 75 minutes demand zone. 75 is entry time, ITF time frame. And 75 minutes trend is up. If any of these zones are having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability, because 15 minutes demand zone is part of this 75 minutes demand zone in EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence filter I set. So none of the stocks are having daily EMA confluence. So no problem. Now let's look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. We got 2 stocks, LTF, ITF confluence. In those 2, how many are having HTF? So we need to set 3 filters. First filter is already set. Second filter, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, we did not get any stocks. Okay, fine. Now let's look for daily income trade bearish trade setup. Entry time frame is 15 minutes, entry zone is supply zone in bullish or bearish trade setup. At 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting the value bearish. The 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score is 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Currently these 6 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, that is entry time frame 15 minutes zone is supply zone, 15 minutes supply zone. All these 15-minute supply zones are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Now out of these 6 stocks, there could be some high probability supported stocks might be available. So let's verify. First combination LTF ITF supply zone confluence, that is the 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. Wow. We got 6. All 6 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means in all these 6 stocks, the 15-minute supply zones are part of the daily 75-minute supply zone. 75 is ITF. And ITF trend is a downtrend. If any of these stocks are having a 75-minute supply zone with the daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA confluence, because the 15 minutes supply zone entry zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. So 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 stocks are having high probability support. Even more high probability scenario. Okay, now let's look for the next combination LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. I have to remove EMA filter. Without EMA, how many? We got 6, all 6 stocks. Now in these 6, these are all LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. In these 6, how many are having HTF supply zone confluence? So we need to set 2 more filters. Already out of 3, 1 filter is enabled. That is 15-minute supply zone with 75-minute supply zone. 2 more filters. 15-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence, 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, the 15-minute supply zone is part of the 75-minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. And both the stocks are having a downtrend, the HTF, that is daily trend. If any of these daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, because 15 minutes together with 75 is part of the daily zone, and the daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability setup. 1 stock is filtered, but unfortunately it is an indices, not listed in F&O. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, let's look for bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Now let's look for hourly income trade stocks. Bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame is 5 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, 5 minutes, I am selecting bullish. And 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. In the 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score is 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 5 minutes demand zone. We got 13 stocks. All these 13 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. That is entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. So all these 5 minutes demand zones are entry zones. And out of these 13, there could be high probability supported stocks might be available. So let's verify. First combination LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. Out of 13, 11 stocks are filtered. In all these 11 stocks, 5 minutes demand zones are part of the 15 minutes demand zones. If any of these 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. 15 minutes time frame, 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 1 stock. So this demand zone is even more high probability setup supported stock. This is based on LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. Next, let us look for HTF confluence. First, we need to remove EMA filter. Without EMA, we got 11 stocks, right? Yeah. In these 11, LTF, ITF. Now, HTF, how many are supported? Let's verify out of those 11. So, 2 more additional filters we need to add. That is a 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So, total 3 filters. The first one already added is 5 minutes with 15 minutes. With all the 3 LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, we got 4 stocks. In all these 4 stocks, 5 minutes demand zone is part of the 15 minutes demand zone. both together again part of the 75 minutes demand zone. And a couple of stocks are having a, only one stock is uptrend. If this Indian hotel is having a 75 minutes demand zone, because HTF is 75 minutes demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, it is even more high probability. Sideways EMA confluence does not add any additional advantage. So let's verify in the EMA confluence, 75 minutes time frame, 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So none of the stocks are having EMA, no issues. Next, let us look for a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone is supply zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish. The 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score is 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 5 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got 4 stocks. Currently these 4 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Now let's verify any of these stocks are having high probability supported. That is the LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. Let's verify. That is 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. Let's verify. Out of the 4 stocks, all 4 are having ITF supply zone confluence. That means all these 5 minute supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zone. And 15 minutes trend is a downtrend. If any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence filter, we did not get any stocks. No problem. I am removing EMA filter. Without EMA, we got 4 stocks. In all these 4, 5 minute zone is part of the 15 minute zone. Now let us look for HTF confluence among those 4 stocks. HTF is 75 minutes time frame. That is in the supply zone. 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence already enabled. Next filter, 5 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With all the 3 LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence, we got 3 stocks. In all these 3 stocks, 5 minute supply zone is part of the 15 minute supply zone, both together again part of the 75 minute supply zone. And the 75 minutes trend, the HTF trend is down in all the 3 stocks. If any of these HTF zones are having daily EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, HTF is 75 minutes. The 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence, because the 5 minutes entry zone is part of the 75 minute zone. 5 minutes together with 15 minutes is part of 75. So 2 stocks are filtered. Both these stocks are supporting even more high probability setup, the supply zones. Because the 5 minute zone is part of 15, both together part of the 75. The 75 minute supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, and also the trend is 75 minutes trend is also downtrend. And moreover, both the supply zones are high liquidity zone. One is a high priority high liquidity zone, and another one is a low priority high liquidity zone. And already tested 2 times, the first one. Okay, these are the hourly income trade bearish trade setup. With this, we have completed all the income trades, and in the final report, I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks, but the list is equity stocks are filtered based on the stocks listed in F&O companies. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.